Hi, my name is Zoo, aka Marxist Barbie, and I have been accepted to Oxford University to study for an MPhil in political theory at Balliol College. Obviously, I'm here because I don't have the funding, and off the back, I will say I'm a transgender woman. I'm mixed race. I'm from a low income working class background. My mother is a primary school teacher. I have one brother, and I'm the first in my family to try and obtain a master's at the higher education level. It's taken me ages to get this video to work just because of broken equipment and through frustration and through poverty. And to be honest, it's because of poverty that I'm making this video today. I actually already have a crowdfunding profile on another website where I've raised £745, and I've also been given a scholarship for £6,000 by my undergraduate institution, Soka University of America. So I'm getting there slowly but surely, and I'm only trying to raise my tuition. But I was on the tube today, coming home. It's Friday the 25th of July. Coming home from my role in administration, which I'm temping in right now, to raise more money for my tuition until the new semester starts. And I picked up the Evening Standard, and in there was obviously an article about Emily Rose Easter, who has raised £14,000 of her target of £27,000. I've tried to take out a £5,000 to £6,000 loan. I have been rejected. I cannot take out any more money. I have had issues with debt, with cards before. I don't have a credit rating where I can even take out £1,000 right now. So I am struggling. And this is not through any fault of my own. I have always been responsible in my spending. It's because of marginalization of youth who are working class, when we struggle each week to make enough money to feed ourselves and our families and to buy basic goods and basic items that we need. And we end up in situations where we can't keep living off and taking out more credit and spending up more money that's not our own. And then I've kind of wound up in this situation, and I'm so thankful. In 2010, I was given a scholarship to Soka University of America, where I studied a liberal arts degree with a concentration in international studies and Chinese language. I speak 4 languages: English, Turkish, Azerbaijani, and Chinese Mandarin. I have worked tirelessly to get to this point, also doing a study abroad at Peking University. And I was on a full ride scholarship, tuition, room, and board. I won a scholarship every single year that I was there, and I graduated with a GPA 4.0. And through those scholarships, I was able to fully pay for my education, and it was obviously cheaper for me to be in the US and study in that institution than it was for me to live here and pay whatever £9,000 a year. I'm at a point now where I've been accepted to Oxford, and I'm desperate to get the name, obviously, but I'm desperate to get this theoretical understanding and background knowledge, mentorship, and really expand my political understanding to take me to a place where I can really apply what I'm learning at the theoretical level back onto the ground. I don't imagine that there are many people at Oxford who are trans. I don't imagine that there are many people from ethnic minority backgrounds. Obviously there are, but when you look at a course like political theory especially, it's going to be made up predominantly of white, heterosexual, sexed males. And I've asked Oxford why I haven't been given any funding, any scholarships, any avenues even for funding and scholarships. When I originally made the application on the 10th of January, I wrote them 2 letters explaining my financial circumstances. They wrote back to me and said that I don't know, I wasn't eligible, I wasn't put forward, which I find difficult to believe. But okay, that's fine. Or there must be an influx of kids who have firsts and 4.0s at the undergraduate level who are black, poor, and trans, obviously, who are unable to pay for their education. So I guess that's what must have happened there. Well, I'm showing you somebody who really is struggling with the funding for reasons sometimes that are outside of my own control. I don't want to name facts and figures, but in all the communities I belong to, we face extreme struggles where 1 in 2 transgender women in London have HIV/AIDS, and something like 90% of the population of transgender women in the City of London are currently working in the sex industry. I have no problem with the sex industry. I write about and support the sex industry, and all my, my solidarity with my fellow sisters who are working in the sex industry. But there are other things that we are trying to do, and we can't achieve everything we want to achieve just simply through being in the sex industry. And for many of us, it's not a choice to be in the sex industry, but there are others who do desire to work in that industry, and again, I have no problem with that. Do I need to even talk about the inequality and between men and women, the gap even in pay between men and women for doing the same job? I read the other day there's a 13% difference between the amount that women are getting paid compared to men for doing the exact same job. The struggles that Black people in this country are facing, people of ethnic minority backgrounds, brown people, Southeast Asian people, East Asian people, the treatment of Black youths by the police in this country today, the marginalization of Black people by this government and by this system today. I have a clear mission, and my mission is to support the rights of young working class women, young Black youth, young Black men, those of us who currently are struggling because of class repression, because of issues relating to classism, because of race, because we currently live under a fascist government who doesn't support our rights and our needs, who sees us as lesser, who doesn't assign as much value to us in this society, in a society where we feel impossible for us to be involved within political systems to be able to make a change. They tell us that we need to go out and vote, we need to go out and be active in politics, but as you can see, we are struggling to make any headway to get into politics. They tell us education is the key, but we can't even afford to get education for ourselves. So on behalf of my trans brothers and sisters, and my Black brothers and sisters, my mixed race brothers and sisters, the gays, lesbians, bisexuals, those with disabilities, I'm struggling here to make it happen. Whether it's me or whether it's somebody else is not the point right now, but support the things that I'm trying to stand up for. And support me in trying to make this a reality. I do a lot of grassroots field work. I work with a number of different organizations. I spend a lot of time out canvassing, meeting with youth, trying to support different organizations and incentives, especially supporting those in the Black community, especially supporting, again, those in the LGBTQ community. And that's it. If you want to see somebody who's genuinely broke, who's genuinely suffering, and who genuinely needs the money, please donate and help me to get to Oxford, because I don't know how else I'm going to manage to do this. And unfortunately, if I don't raise the money, I can't go. It's that simple. Please don't let me be another statistic of somebody that got in and who's from an ethnic minority background and didn't get to go, or who's from a gender and sexuality minority background and didn't get to go. That's it. Thank you so much to all the people that have already donated. That's £745 that I've already got. I treasure each and every one of you, because that's been donated from people who don't even have 2 pennies to rub together. Some people who've been giving me £5, £10, £20, £100, from people who genuinely support what I'm trying to do. And it's hard. It's hard for all of us, and it's so hard for us to elevate one of our own. It's near impossible. And whether you're rich, poor, Black, white, if you connect with what I'm saying, and if you stand for the same things that I stand for, please just help me to get this education. And I promise I will not let anybody down who has donated in terms of my abilities to work within this field. I will campaign tirelessly against cuts. I will campaign tirelessly on behalf of ethnic minority representation. I will campaign tirelessly again on issues of the inequality between rich and poor, until we have a society of absolute equality in which we abolish elitism, in which we abolish essentially the mode of capitalism that we currently live under, from which all of our repression emanates. If you do not support the things that I stand for, if you are staunchly a capitalist, if you are a racist, if you are a Zionist, If you are a fascist, then I don't expect you to support any of the things that I stand for. And I wish you well. Please feel free to support yet another middle-class, white, heterosexual male trying to go to Oxford and study right-wing politics. And I realize for many people that I'm selling out, or Oxford is not the place for me to be, but I'm just trying to get my voice heard. I'm just trying to educate myself. I'm just trying to expand my knowledge. I'm trying to network with people, and I'm just trying to elevate myself, and I can't think of any other way, because we're sick. I'm sick. We're sick. We cannot simply just stand up and protest. We cannot simply keep on screaming and crying and finger pointing and victimizing ourselves at the same time. We need to have new strategies, and I cannot build new strategies, and I cannot work with new people, and I cannot formulate new ideas, new concepts, and new policies unless I have this educational rooting. Because at the end of the day, I'll be able to turn around to white, heterosexual, male fascists who are conservative supporters and supporters of repressing people like me, keeping people like me silent and chained and repressed. And I will say, you know what? I've got exactly what you got. I've got the same education. I've been to the same places, and I still don't believe in the things that you believe in. Thank you.